Hello. Well, we're not in Bali anymore. This is Labuan Bajo. We just got off a plane that was delayed 2 hours. We're late coming into town, so we're scrambling a little bit right now. We need to find a tour for tomorrow. You leave at like 5 a.m. So basically, about 10 hours from now, we want to be on a boat to go see the dragons. That's right, we're headed to Komodo and we're gonna see the largest lizard in the world. Fingers crossed. All we have to do is find a boat for tomorrow morning. We walk this way or walk down to the port? Do you have tours of the Komodo Island?
For when?
For tomorrow. This is hiking, and then we see the dragons, and we go to Pink Beach, Manta Point, Snorkel.
Should we go to that place as well?
Yeah, I think so. You sleep like on something like this?
Yeah, but like this, but not heavy.
Yeah.
Not on the room.
Yeah, so it's a pad on the floor.
1 person for one bed.
So that was 800 for 2 days, right?
Yeah.
Honestly, the idea of sleeping on like a pad on the upper deck of a boat.
I know, it sounds awful.
Yeah, it sounds terrible. So we want to go to Komodo tomorrow.
Not like that guy.
No, I don't like that.
Yeah, they just were like out of it though, and they couldn't confirm what kind of boat it was.
Yeah.
We can walk down that way.
Let's have a quick look. Can I videotape you? Okay. You look very good.
I'm ready.
Okay.
So on Padar, you need 30 minutes going up, enjoy the view 1 hour, and then go downward 30 minutes, so 2 hours total. After this, you move to Komodo Island to see the dragon.
That's good. What time does it start? 5? 5:30. Want to see some dragons tomorrow? Make sure you eat lots.
You sure what?
Make sure you eat lots. You know, I want you to be nice and fattened up.
They don't eat you.
Yeah, so you can't run as fast as me. Close to these flames, man. All right, guys, we are back from our trip from Komodo Island, and we're at the seafood night market, fish market. Where'd Sarah go? Oh, they got some big snappers here. Oh, some soup with some crispy wontons. We got some good prices. How much for snapper, red snapper?
And 50.
50?
Yeah.
That's pretty good. Oh, what is this? Is that mahi-mahi? Yeah. So we're gonna pick out a fish and pick out a spot to eat here. And then we'll get into the details about the trip we just took to Komodo Island. Wow, look at that. Get some fried snacks. Man, this place is awesome. Looks pretty good. Fresh gills, caught today. Okay, we'll do this. And also some squid. Okay, so they're just cooking up our fish right now. It's smelling pretty good. So, I want to ask you, Sarah, what'd you think about the tour? Did you have fun? It's pretty good?
Yep.
We left this morning probably about... No, thank you. We left this morning 6 a.m. and they served us a little breakfast, not the best. The breakfast that the crew got, they actually cooked on the boat. They did up some rice using the seawater, and they had some little fried fish. I was a little jealous of that. Better than our bean buns. But it was maybe about 2 hours to get to our first stop, which was Padar Island, which is basically just a hike up to a viewpoint. Really beautiful. Lots of tourists there. Everybody makes that stop, I guess. And it was hot. It was very hot. Uncovered hike and sweaty. And it was beautiful though, just really beautiful. So we did that first and then jumped back on the boat and headed, we were supposed to head to Komodo Island, but they said it was too rough, the conditions were a little too rough, so they went to the closer island that also has the dragons.
They didn't tell us though.
They didn't tell us that. They did say when we first booked the trip, oh, there's two options, you might do this, or if it's bad, you'll go here instead. But I have a feeling that the people who run the boat just kind of get lazy and they don't want to go out because it's further away. It'd make for a longer day, I think. More fuel, so they just take you to the closer island. That island was called Rinca Island, and I mean, we saw some Komodo dragons.
The dragons were really impressive. You don't really get a sense of how big they are until you see them live. And you don't really get a sense of how dangerous they are until you're standing 12 feet away from one with no barriers between you. They grow up to a maximum of 3 meters and can weigh 70 kilograms or 150 pounds. They have 60 teeth, which are up to 2.5 centimeters long, serrated and frequently replaced, so deadly sharp. At one time it was believed that their bite is venomous, but now they think they secrete several toxic proteins, some of which are anticoagulants. Basically, it makes it harder for your body to stop bleeding if they bite you.
Dragon can live same like human being.
They're only found on 5 islands, all of which are a part of the Komodo National Park. So if you do want to see them in the wild, you've got to come here. The tour was just okay. You have to pay to have the guide take you around, but the only lizards we saw were hanging around the park workers' shacks. I read that they feed them there. They denied that when I asked them, but they couldn't really give me a reason why they like to hang out there. The hike we went on was about an hour. It was pretty pleasant. It was hot though and dusty, and all we saw were some monkeys. Even before we set out, the guide told us we wouldn't see anything because it wasn't mating season, and at the time of day we were there, all the dragons would be hiding in shady spots and sleeping. I've read that Komodo Island is a bit more exciting. You see the dragons while hiking, which probably makes it feel less zoo-like, but it also means you're not guaranteed to see any. At any rate, this is one of those experiences that I'll remember the rest of my life. I always wanted to go there, and now I can cross that off my bucket list.
Yeah, you get used to them anyway, right?
After the dragons, we headed to a couple snorkel spots. Often these tours will include swimming with manta rays, but we didn't see anything other than some colorful fish. Perhaps the 2-day tour, which definitely gets you to Komodo Island and to Manta Ray Point, would have been better, but ultimately we had a great time. It cost us about $30 for the tour, plus another $25 for the entrance fee to the park, which is good for 2 days.
Oh, that's nice. So we got the call to prayer going now as like a kind of soundtrack to this meal. Here's our fish. We got some side dishes, some eggplant, a little bit of salad. Okay, that fish was pretty delicious. Just crispy, blackened. The skin was phenomenal. Really tasty stuff. So thanks for watching, guys. Please subscribe below if you haven't already, and if you have, make sure you hit the bell icon to get notified of upcoming videos. And that's it, we're out of here. So if you want to see a Komodo, make sure you make your way to Labuan Bajo.